Not too bad. Put that on now. Beautiful. Share with BBC. Why won't it let me share with the group? Got me. Oh my god. There you go. Sweet. Bring it up a little bit. And get going. Perfect. Happy. Right. Give it a couple more minutes, folks. Hello. As per normal, it takes a while to get us going, doesn't it? You okay? Just finishing my coffee, and we'll get cracking. So this morning, folks, we're making a lasagna, but with a difference. Instead of using pasta, well, you're going to use a pancake. So if you ever want to make a lasagna and you haven't got any pasta, let's make a pancake. It's like a northern Italian technique, I believe, from what I've read. There's some regions in Italy do it. So I've made this before. Cannelloni is really easy with it as well. When I worked in a restaurant years ago, I used to make a cannelloni using pancakes, and it tasted great. A lot lighter, and yeah, it tastes completely different. Well, not completely different, but a different texture, you know. And so, here we go. Alrighty. Give it another couple of minutes. I know people are getting back into the throes of it now, aren't they? Because lockdown is slowly disappearing. People, unbeknownst to people, they don't realise they're relaxing, are they? And they can't see the, not the point of it, but I think we're just a bit tired of it, folks, aren't we? Okay, give it another couple of minutes. So the ingredients you'll need for today. Really easy. So I've added a couple because I did say in my video last week on Sunday that it's a bit funny, the video at the moment. Hold on, I don't know what's wrong. Hold on, let me just check something. Cheryl? And I'm just checking the feed because I'm juddering about on my screen. I'm not sure if it's just my screen. I might just shut it down and start again. Let's see what happens. It might be right. It should be right. Let's crack on. Okay, 10 people watching. Woohoo! That's brilliant. Right, okay, here we go. So, no. Oh, pop-ups on Facebook. They're brilliant, aren't they? Anyway, so what we're going to make is a lasagna. So, we're going to make a pancake mix. So what you'll need is 100 grams of plain flour, a couple of eggs, 300 mils of cow juice or milk, whatever. If it's lactose free, fine. If it's oat milk, fine. If it's coconut milk, fine. Might be a bit of a funny taste, but you know the score. Just whatever milk takes your fancy. For the sauce, we're going to need onions, a carrot, and this is where we find out that I forgot to order carrots. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? I think I might have a carrot in. Oh yeah. That'd do. Just a bit of carrot in. Not a lot. Well done. The only bit of ingredient I haven't got. And some celery, okay? And some garlic. Well organised, Dave. So, onion, carrot, celery, garlic. Then you'll need some beef mince, about 100 grams. Passata jar, which I've got, these were cheaper than the glass jars. The glass jars were about £1.10, these were about 50p. Alright? And you get more in those. So that's 1 litre, the jars were about 750. 750ml. Okay, tomato puree, which I've got here. Tomato puree. And some cheese. I've got mozzarella balls and some parmesan. I've got, not parmesan, but I've got pecorino, but it's similar. Okay, just got a bit of better flavour. So if you don't want, the way I look at it is if you don't want a strong parmesan, pecorino is just a little bit calmer, a bit sweeter. Alright? And then we're going to make if we get time, we're going to make a little bit of a bechamel sauce, just to combine the cheeses a little bit. I'm a bit of a keen bechamel fan when it comes to lasagna, because you don't want it too dry, alright? And that's basically it, folks. I'll go through it as we make it anyway, but that's all the ingredients, pretty straightforward. First of all, let's make our bechamel. I'm going to unlock the pans. Right, I'm going to switch these round so you can see what I'm doing, kind of. In here, I'm just going to make a quick bechamel, right? Right, turn it up. Quick bechamels are pretty straightforward, right? You'll need, we're only making a small amount. I'm not going to make 500 mils of bechamel, we're only going to make a little bit. So I'm going to go about, we're going to run out of milk, that's all. That should be fine. 300 mils of milk. And about 40 grams of each of the flour and butter. And we're going to put it all in one. And I'll tell you the reason for that. We've got to speed it up a little bit. Alright? So here we go. So put that container on there. This is what makes it really easy. I've got a little bit of butter here. About 30 to 40 grams. You don't want it too thick. 38, but 35. Oh, what should we do? 35 of each? 35 of each, sold. Right. So what I've done is I've put the butter in there and zeroed it out. Equal amounts, okay? 35 grams, that'll do it. Just a quick bechamel. Where the flavour's going to sit is in the cheese and your ragu that you're going to make. I've got a little trick for that, to enriching it, which some people might not will think I'm mad, but it works. Okay, 35 grams of that. So that's equal amounts. So you should have in total 70 grams of ingredient in there for your bechamel. Right, cut them into pieces, pour it in. Now, contrary to a lot of people, everybody goes, oh, you can't do that because the flour, you still taste the flour. You just cook it for a little bit longer. All you got to do is give it a little stir every now and then. I've got my little doohickey, my little favourite whisk, this one, and just stir it every now and then like that. Alright? All in one. Done. Don't worry about it. Okay, next thing. Get rid of that. Now, what we're going to do. I'm going to save that. So basically I've got some There's some cheap Aberdeen Angus steak mince in Tesco, so I bought that. I'm going to save that for burgers. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this off, so, 500 grams of this, and we're going to start our bolognese. Alright? Every now and then, while it's heating up, gentle heat, give it a little stir like that. Alright? So on here, we need 500 grams. So, what we're going to do first is we're going to fry the meat off first. Alright? So this is 5% fat. We want to introduce a bit of fat to it, which sounds a bit nuts, but I know I'm going to explain to you that in a minute. Right, so these are quite a lean mince, which is good. But the problem with lean mince is that when you cook it, it goes really tight and dry very quickly because it's got no fat content. It's all well and good, us trying to eradicate all fat from our diet, but those dishes that we used to love before won't taste the same. So what we need to do is we need to enrich in it. Alright, and I'm going to show you how to do that once I get 500 grams. That'll do you. Boom. Right. The rest of that goes back in the fridge. I'll cover that later, but for time I'm going to just put that away. Alrighty. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fry it. So I've got my 500 grams of beef there, okay? A little drizzle of oil in here. Nice little drizzle, okay? Let's take that one, don't need that at the moment. Okay, so we're going to crank that up, turn that heat up. Now, not making the pancake mix yet, we're going to wait until the bechamel's done. See, what happens is the mix starts to dissolve the flour and it will start to thicken up. All we want is a nice gentle sauce. If we need to add more to this, we'll just add a bit of water to it, just to thin it down a little bit. Just give it a gentle stir. Alright? Gentle stir, gentle stir, gentle stir. Get rid of those lumps. And then you've got your little bechamel. 300 mils, 35. That's what you want. Just like, normally it's about 50 grams of flour, 50 grams of butter, and 500 mils of milk. Give it a stir. Let that heat. So that's my 300 mils for pancakes. Okay? And the rest of this milk we're going to put in with the beef. That's what we're going to do. So that's nice and getting nice and hot. Let's test it. Lovely. So get that in. Get that cooking up. Alright? Then that same pan, doesn't matter, we're going to cook it. We're going to get some carrot, a celery stick. Not all this celery. What you could do, if you want to make it really smart, is see the centre, take this core out and use that. What you do is grab it, hold that nice and firm by the top of the stalk and rip it out. That would be enough, like that. Or one stalk, like half a stalk like that, that's all you need. Rest goes to the rabbits. So you got that. So you got that bit of celery, about one stick's worth. Remember, the inside of a celery stick is quite potent. About half a carrot and an onion. Let that cook up. Get us. Turn that down. My sauce is saucing. Give it another whisk. Now if there's lumps in it, don't worry, keep on stirring it. Bring it right down. It'll start to get nice and thick. We'll add a little bit more liquid to it. Not too much of a worry. Add a bit more liquid to it. There's no craziness to this, just keep it nice and simple. This is just going to be a bit of glue to bind that lasagna together. Alright, give it a good whisk. If there's any remaining lumps while it cooks out, what we'll do is we'll pass it through a sieve. That's it. You're not making, we're just making simple bechamel. Alright, that's it, leave it. Now this is cracking on. Let's get a wooden spoon. Start breaking it up. Crank up the heat. Cook that mince. Right. A little bit of fat will come out, so we don't need to add any more fat to this. Right. So when it gets to this point, what you do is you're just browning off this meat. Make sure this spoon goes in there and breaks it all down. Hello. Oh, your sound is out of sync. Oh, really? Well, I'll tell you what, we'll just crack on. We'll see what happens. I don't know why it's out of sync. It shouldn't be. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dice all of this up. So because this is, if you were to get a normal piece of celery, peel the outside, or if not, chop it as fine as you can. Okay? So cut it down the middle, like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to chop it as fine as we can, like that. Chop it as fine as we can while this beef is frying. Alright? All the leaves as well, lovely. This is going to be really nice in here. Okay? And give it a good old chop up. That's it. Like that. This will all melt in, you won't see it once it's all cooked up. So dice it up as fine as you can. Right? Look at me, look. Professional chef and I'm still chopping it, hacking at it. That's alright. Keeps it real, doesn't it? Right, onion. About half an onion for this mix. You don't need much more than that, I don't think. I look at it. What happens is, whenever I cook, just because it says a whole onion in the recipe, look at the ingredients you've got. Analyse it. Don't just assume that you think that because it says one onion then it'll fit. It depends what the size of the onion is. If I say medium onion, you might get an onion like that, an onion like that, you know. So I reckon for this amount of veg, that'll do. Carrot, what I would do with half a carrot is simply grate it. The finest grate, and then it'll disappear. It will incorporate itself with the mix, you won't see it. So any kids out there, okay. And then you've got grated carrot, look at that, lovely. Get rid of the grater. And now your onion. So you've got your mixes here. This is all going in a second. So I'm going to slow this down a little bit. My bechamel will slow down. So I've got grated carrot, chopped celery, that's it. Your onion. Now, I'm going to dice my onion. So what you do is you slice, what there is lines on an onion. Follow the lines down with your knife, but not all the way through. Then what you do is get really careful, hand flat on here, I'll use a chefy way, but like that. And then just cut along the way towards your hand, but careful, nice and slow, and that'll create your dice, alright? Then what you do is you bring your knife down and you get nice fine dice, that's it. Do you know what, right? I say this every time. You get some chefs out there that do this really fast. Never worry about it myself. It's all bravado. I don't care. Take your time. Get better results, don't you? Right, there's your onion. So, I've got my nice little veggie mix here, okay? Right, scrape it, get it going. Now what we're going to get in here is all my veggies. That all goes in. Like that. Beautiful. That goes in. Alright? Just like that. Beautiful, Becca, beautiful. Right, so I've still got a clear board. Get that veg in. Can't really see, let's move it around so you might be able to see better here. So I've got my meat and my veg, and I'm giving it a good stir around, alright? I'm going to turn on my bechamel off. That doesn't take long to cook out because it's only a small amount, 5 minutes, so like that. And what I mean by cooking out, you want to get rid of that taste of the flour, alright? Now, at the bottom of this pan, you'll see bits of, like, it not catching, but bits of cooked meat and kind of like little bits of, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, it's where all the flavour is, really. With your wooden spoon, scrape it off the bottom so it doesn't burn, alright? That's something they don't tell you. Just make sure you get a firm hand on that spoon and just move it around. Get that colour off the bottom of the pan. Right, now what we've done is, we've sweated off the onions, the grated carrot and the pieces of celery, okay? Now what we've got is this beef like that. Right, crank it up. Let's get some garlic going on. Herbs are not going in yet. We're going to put them in a little bit later. Wee, alley up. Well, depends on how garlicky you want it. I'm going to put two pieces of garlic in. Alright? And then I usually use a pan for this, don't I? Hang on, there's a frying pan, let's do this. So let's go, think about your worst enemy. Smack, like that. Like that, done. And what you do, take the garlic out like that. Got a garlic crusher, fine. In you go like that, let's get rid of this, don't need that anymore. So we're going to make this lasagna in about an hour, right? That just shows you how quick it is. Some people will go and buy one, don't need to. Right, I've got this garlic, chop it up. Okay? Chop it up as fine as you can. Chop it up, chop it up, chop it up. That's it. Easy. How simple is this? Now what's really cool is you could make this gluten-free as well. So if you have gluten-free flour, or just use that really, that'd probably be your best bet. Chop it up as fine as you can, depending on if you want to see it or not. Remember, if you've got kids that don't like vegetables, chop it as fine as you can. Right, there you go, done. So, glug the coffee, because that's important. Let's get that frying. Alrighty. Give that a good mash up. Notice, keep on stirring, look how nice that is. Let's just get it cracking on like that, just happy as Larry there. Now, we're about to ruin it. Keep it browning on, crank it up. Now grab a little cup. About a cup of milk. Grab a cup of milk. Save the rest, make sure you've got enough for tea. I've got to go out and get some milk now. 1 cup of milk. Alright, that'll do. Then what we're going to do is we're going to throw it in here. Now what this does, I used to know an Italian lady, well, her family was Italian, she'd lived in the UK all her life, but she once said to me that the Italian ladies, if they could only buy beef mince because they couldn't get hold of veal, because that's what they would normally use in bolognese or regular veal mince, is they would get milk, because veal mince has got a very, veal as a meat has got a very milky and rich texture because it's from a young cow. Now people get quite upset about veal because of the age of the cow. Well, they're actually older than lambs, okay? So not to put you off or anything, but I don't know why they get their knickers in a twist, to be bluntly honest. So what we're going to do here is catching at the bottom now, which is alright. We're going to get the milk once it's all browned off and pour it in. Okay, I'm going to add a cup of water as well. Now what this does, it goes into the meat. Now there's a lot of stuff online at the moment with using sparkling mineral water as well to tenderise meat. So there's something to do, something good about this. So now you've got that water in. Now normally what you would have done, you would have put the tomato puree in there. Look, there's milk in there now. What we're going to do is we're going to stir it. You've got milk, 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of water, right? And it looks pretty disgusting, okay? But look what's going to happen. We're going to sit it on there and literally reduce that liquid. It's going to go into the beef, okay? We're going to infuse it with that milk to kind of enrichen it. It's going to make it a nice, light, rich mince, okay? Our bechamel, that's happy. Bit lumpy because while I was talking I didn't stir it as much, so I'm going to pass that, okay? I'm going to pass that into a bowl. Don't worry. Look at this, look. I'm not getting my knickers in a twist over it. But it's only bechamel sauce. It's not rocket science, just give it a stir up, it'll work up. It'll work it. Work it. Get rid of that pan, don't need that anymore. Grab a little spoon, I'm going to work that through. So if it's lumpy, don't get upset about it. Don't serve it lumpy though. Pass it, it'll be fine. Get rid of that lumps. All that you've done is not stirred it as well as you could have done if you were only doing one thing at a time. So don't lose sleep over it. Right, that's it. So push it through, and then you've got a nice bit of bechamel. While that's cooking, we're going to make our pancakes. So this is how you get the process working. Think logically about how things work and when your timings, and we'll get our pancakes done. Now we're making savoury pancakes. All that means is we're just going to make them and we're going to do something with them. Okay, we're going to put some parmesan on them. Give them a bit of flavour. So I've got my little bit of bechamel here. That do. Right, bechamel done. Okay, so in here it's cooking away. Ignore it. It's just going to carry on. Okay, that's that. Let's move that out of the way. Don't need that anymore. Don't need the flour. Oh, we do need the flour. We need that for this. So set of scales again. 100 grams of flour. That's the next thing, first thing we've got to do. Let's get my container. I'm a sucker for plastic containers. Well, plastic containers coming out of ear rolls in this house. But they're handy, aren't they? See? One just fell out of my head. Oh, I'm frozen. Not very good today. Right, here we go. So it keeps on cooking down. And what will happen is the meat will start bloating up. You kind of get more than what you pay for, really. Just a little bit more added to it. And it will split a little bit. Don't worry about that. Right, 100 grams of flour. Let's make these pancakes. Plain flour. There you go. There's your milk, 100 mils, 300 mils of milk. Add your flour in there. And 2 eggs. Right, there's our pancake mix. No, I've got to mix it first. But, and then that's that, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to use a whisk and just bring it in. And then what you do is, in your hands like that, let's go, boom. There you go, pancakes. There you go, who needs a machine? Between your hands, get it in there. Bring the flour in around the side. Oh. Very unorthodox this morning. Throwing it all together. Got a nice bubble on the milk in the mince. What you will get there is nice and enriched. I do this quite a lot now, and you'll find that the mince that has got no fat in it, even if you introduce some kind of liquid like this, will bloat it up and lighten it a little bit. Because what you're trying to do is, the problem you've got is that mince gets really tight, it's got no fat content in it. There is something to be said to have a little bit of fat content. Just have it in moderation, you know how the world is. Take it easy. Notice I'm just mixing it up. Jobs are good enough. Now, because the flour's on the top, it's not going to sink into the edges of the jug. But obviously, if you've got a bowl, just give it a good mix up. Alright? Right, there you go. Pancake mix, done. Right. Let's get some kitchen roll. Tidy down this car crash. Woo! It's all good clean fun, isn't it? Now, that bechamel's cooling down for good reason. What we're going to do is, once this is cooked down, see, it's reducing even more now, see, there's not much milk left. We're going to wait until that milk all goes. Crank it up a little bit if you need to. Right, once this is cooled down, which it has, we're going to separate one egg. Okay? So there's our pancake mix. There's a container we use for our flour. What we're going to do, we're going to put an egg yolk in the bechamel. What that does is it will help it set. What we want to do is we want to create a little setting, a layer that will set in between the layers of the lasagne. Alright? And this will make it nice and rich, like it was not rich already. Alright, that's all you're going to need, one egg yolk, that'll do it. I might put the blender in here as well, just to get some of the rest of the lumps out of the way, but it should be fine. There you go, done. Okay? There you go. Now I'm going to switch my oven on, because we're not far away. I've just got to do some pancakes. So I'm going to stick my pancake pan on. Moderate heat, that's it. Right, bring this up. Now what you'll find is, yeah, go. The meat is getting a bit lighter, not as heavy as it was before. You're going to reduce it even further now, bring it down, and then we're going to introduce the tomatoes. I've got puree. I'll do that. And one passata stew, about 500 mils. Alright. There you go. Ready to rock. Okay, now you've got mixed herbs, fine, throw some of them in. You can throw them in now if you want. Like a teaspoon of oregano or basil or mixed herbs, whatever your preference is, don't matter. We're on the home stretch now. While it gets to this point, once it gets to about, when you can see the meat rise above it and the liquid is slowly bubbling away and it's reducing a little bit more, then you can introduce the, about to this stage, look, if you see that, see how you can see the meat, there's a little bit of a milk there, that's fine. Once it's bubbly, about a tablespoon of this. Tablespoon of the tomato puree. Alright? Then what you're going to do, bring that in. Nice good dollop of tomato puree. That goes in the centre. Don't do nothing with it. It will dissipate. It will disperse. Dissipate? Disperse amongst the milk and the liquid. Put that in the fridge because you would put tomato puree in the fridge. Leave that. And then this is going in last. While we're making the pancakes, this will settle down. Give it a good half an hour to cook. Don't need long. Right, give it a good stir. Yeah, lovely. That's it. The liquid's basically gone now, which is good. Alright. That's that first element in. And, oh, let's get the chopped herbs in it. So I've got some fresh oregano. Fresh oregano, what you want to do is, because the stalks are quite thick. Take the oregano off the stalks, like so. Reduce the heat of the bolognese a little bit. Alright. Notice I haven't seasoned anything yet. Oregano, probably when it's fresh, probably about half a bunch would do it. Right. It's regarded as a, I would see a lot of people, a bit of an argument about, is it a hard herb, is it a soft herb? I think it's a hard herb because the stalks are hard. There you go. That's loads of oregano, but you know, you can never have too much of it. It's an underused one really. But if you was in Italy, they'd use oregano. If you're in America, they call it oregano. A bit weird really. Not to any Americans out there. Right, as per usual with my herbs, we're going to put the stalks in as opposed to the leaves. The leaves are better quality in a salad or something. Throwing it in here might be a bit of a waste. So if you've got fresh basil, go for the stalks, that's where all the flavour is. And take it from here really. So you've got like some of the leaves there. The rest you can use and put in salads. I'm going to put these in the fridge. Use it for something else. Another container's going to drop on my head, you watch. There you go. That goes in. Put it in the fridge. Use that for a pesto or something. Rainy day, you know? And what we're going to do is we're going to dice this up. Okay? This is all going in. Stalks, they will soften up, they'll cook, it won't matter. Let's open some windows, getting hot, damn hot in here. Alright? I'm going to put my passata about 500 mils in there. If it needs a little bit more, you can add a little bit more if you feel it needs it. What you do with this, you just put a little bit of water in there and wash it out. Okay, just a tickle. Okay? Because what you want to do is you want it to reduce down. You don't want it to be too thin. Too thin, but you don't want it to be too thick either. So that's happy in there, okay? Stir that round. What we're going to do is we're going to sit that in its left hand corner and let it cook down, alright? So move it across. This pan is going to be for our pancakes. Reduce it down a little bit. This one, I've left that on too long. Right, these herbs, these are going in as well. So chop these up, then we're going to make our pancakes while this is cooking. Good thing about this one is you can make it while it's hot. The pasta isn't going to curl up because the pancakes can take it, you see. So final stretch, let's get a different knife. That's not doing it, it's not good at chopping. Let's just use a straight edge. This is one of my favourite knives, a serrated chopping knife. So it's a bit like these little tomato knives that you see all the chefs using. But it doesn't chop very well. It doesn't give you a decisive slice. Chop this to death. It won't matter because it's going into a bolognese. Alright? That's it. And there's your herbs. Alright? They go in. Ignore it. Done. Ah, at this point as well, bit of a season. So there's no stock in here. Nice bit of salt. Good pinch of that. My baseball bat. Peppermill. A good few turns of that. Whatever you fancy. One more for luck, always one more for luck, never know, do you? Right. Yes, settle. Right. Let's get this stuff away. Clear our decks. Now, mozzarella, leave that out, but we're going to do the pancakes first. Let's magically clean this bowl. That's that done. Let's start these pancakes. So I've got a board here, a doohickey, a plate that's called, bit of oil, Get that going in there. Alright, I'm not going to use butter because it'll burn. Right, you'll notice that what happens with the bolognese, as it cooks, it starts to go from a pale to a rich red. That's good, that's what we're looking for. Alright, you want to cook it down about halfway, the sauce halfway. Alright? Nice. Right, let that cook. Beautiful. Okay, oil in. Not too much. Now what's going to happen today, I'm going to put this in the oven and share a picture of it when it's done. Because we won't be able to see this cook, because we want to cook it for a good half an hour once it's in the oven, alright? So I'm going to make it up, finish the video and then post pictures, alright? So you can see what's going down. So notice this is happy as Larry, bubble away in my little pan here. Not doing any harm, yeah? Beautiful. Right, here we go, let's do these pancakes. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter when I do pancakes. I've always got to use a ladle. The first one won't be very good, but it never is. Let's have a look. Well, got a Halloween one, that's good. Well done, Dave. Touch. Don't have to be too thick or thin, don't worry about it. That'll do. Right, let's crank it up. That'll do. And what you'll wait for with a pancake is wait for the top of it to dry out. This is happy, bubbling away. So basically you need 500 mils of that's beautiful, that's great. Keep that going, beautiful. Might change the way you make, if you don't like it, go back to the original way of doing your bolognese, but you can use that for bolognese as well, the technique with the milk. Listen to, without boring people, listen to an interesting podcast the other day about about mineral water, which I thought was interesting. There you go, pan sorted. About the fact that they should rename it. Spring water is really called groundwater. My poor partner, she's probably heard this story about 100 times, but you know, once I get a fact in my head, I let everybody know about it. So, yeah, it's basically groundwater that they filter, and the only reason they call it spring water is because it's a bit of a nicer name. But hey. But actually, because I do deliveries at the moment to make ends meet and just keep money coming in, so there's no work for chefs at the moment. A lot of people are ordering mineral water, and it's an absolute waste of money. I think it's inherent in other countries where maybe their filtration system isn't that great. And it's just not good water. You know, like when you go on holiday, they always suggest that you buy mineral water, which is fine. But I just don't see the need for it. And this is good old-fashioned tap water. This has probably got more in it than mineral water has. I think I'm having trouble with the broadcast today, but hey, happens. There you go. I don't know why. I'm not getting much heat in this pan, so very good. So the bolognese is bolognese, or the ragu, as I keep calling it bolognese. It's the same recipe really. If you want to make spaghetti bolognese, use this, it'll be fine. Make sure the pancakes are nicely cooked, and then in you go with that. One pancake, done. I bought a non-stick pan, really cheap non-stick pan. There's a reason why it's cheap, because it's not very good at all. I won't be using that one again. But hey, it's on there, so I'm going to use it. Don't do it, folks. It's quite frustrating. It's got this kind of like honeycomb surface. It's just not very good. I don't know what it achieves other than annoy me. But we are going to risk it for a biscuit and persevere, because I think that's important. Show people that, you know, we'll get there. Because it's non-stick, it's like a lot of these things, you think that non-stick is really good, but the problem you have is a lot of these things are designed to set first and then release itself off the pan once it cooks. So I bet this one sticks like a good one. You watch. My bolognese is happy. They do. I keep on saying it, but hey. That keeps on going. Notice I keep on tending to it. Make sure it's happy. Let it settle. Let it reduce and do its thing. Let's see if this pancake's less of a car crash. So you want about 4 or 5 pancakes. I'm going to put it in here, you see. So a pancake, I'm using a pan that's the same size as this. Because if you use a larger pan, you're going to have to start cutting it out, and that's not ideal. Notice I just kind of ease it up a little bit. What? I tell you, this pan's useless. I'm going to get another pan. I'm that annoyed with it. It's absolutely useless. Look. I'm really having to work hard. No, I'm going to get rid of it. It's rubbish. This pan's awful. I'm going to get another pan. Let's go. A little trusty pan. This one will work. You know what I mean? You have little faith, Dave. Let's start from the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Sorry, did I just seriously sing a little bit of some music? That's a shocker. So I've got rid of that pan now. It's really annoying me. There's a spot on there that kept on catching. It really annoyed me. So I'm going to take it off and use a flat pan. Right, nearly home stretch. So once the pancakes are done, we're going to line this. So while that's heating up, it takes some like just normal bog standard greaseproof. You want a square of it? I'll show you what I'm going to do while that's heating up. There's a square. Then what we want to do is we're going to fold it. So fold it in half. We've done this before, I think, if you follow bonkers. Then half again. Like that. Then you want to go corner to corner. Alright? And then corner to corner again. Fold it again so you get like a little fan. That's just the water going. And then again, so you've got a nice little cone. Then what you're going to do, you're going to get some scissors. This is where I find out I've got enough scissors here. Really, I've got scissors, know what I mean? Get the pan that we want, and then cut it to the size. So you want it about there. And then do a little curve, so it creates a nice circle. And that is going to sit in the base of your lasagna, just like that, right? Sit it in. So that stops it all sticking. Right, now we're talking. Bring it down. Right, let's do this now. That's a lot better. Let it set. Right, This ragu is looking lovely. It's got a nice rich look about it. It should be too dark, should be a nice rich colour. Slowly thickening up, that's great. Bring it up a little bit. I'm going to wait for this pancake to do its thing. Then what you're going to do is, in here, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. While it's like this, we're going to get the pecorino. I've got a microplane because I've used up my grater. We get a grater and then just grate that cheese on each pancake like that. Alright. Then put it down to one side, wait for the next one. If it cooks, I'm having a right mare with pancakes. Something as simple as pancakes. Genius, isn't it? Got to laugh, haven't you? These will be better. Once it bubbles up, I'll turn it in a minute. My ragu's happy. Right, it's looking good. That's better. Lovely, I'm happy with that. Super. Nice. Get a nice colour on that, man. Beautiful. Bolognese. Happy. Hello, Mum. You made it. There you go. Bolognese is happy. Pancakes. Happy. So that one's a bit better. Let's flip it. That's it. Let's get another one on. Let's get these going. A little bit more oil. The oven's on. About 180. Remember, you're not going to probably cook yours because you'll probably cook it later. But make it, put it in the fridge, and bake it in the oven when you want it. And then what you do is, the trick is to turn it upside down, loosen it, turn it upside down. Alright? That's that. Pancake it up. That's a bit better. I have an issue with holes in pancakes. When the holes come up, I've got to fill them. I don't know, it's an obsession. Right, that's it. So we've got two, we're doing well. There you go. Little bit of the cheese on there, just to melt in. Cool. You see, no one saw that, did they? The bolognese is happy. Keep that going, nice and thickening up a little bit more. It's good. Super. That's nearly done. Then all we're going to do, while this is happening, oh, that peppermint is good. Wait for that to bubble up. Slug of water. Get rid of that. Okay. The mozzarella. So the mozzarella, it's a funny old thing, this. What you want to do, grab another plate. And then what you want to do is you want to get rid of the liquid because you don't want it too wet. Alright? Pour that liquid away. And let that drain a little bit here. You're doing two of these. Pancakes are burning. Burn, 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 burn. Lovely. That's it. Oh, a bit over. It's okay. That'll work. Let that drain. Take that mozzarella out. And this one, I'm just going to leave that there just to settle. Alright? Then that goes on like that. One more, but then a little bit of the cheese on there just to melt in. Lovely. Touch. Or if you've already got it grated, just sprinkle it in, it's alright. Right, now, the bolognese is nearly there. Half an hour it should take. I mean obviously a traditional recipe is about 3 hours, you let it cook so slow. But you know, who's got the time to do that these days? I'm just thinking about the people, man. Right, a little tip for the top. The layers that you have, the more layers that you have, the better in this lasagna. So I'm going to do about 5, I think. Alright? Nearly done. Running a bit late today, but you know what? I don't care. There's 4 people watching. If they're invested, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? It's my thing. Do I like? So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 more to do. A couple more to do. Right, now this is done. The bolognese is nicely cooked. You can feel that the beef is just settled nicely, you know, it's good. Right, let's have a try. Oh, that's good. Wallop. Lovely. Right, now, give it a good stir. Might even need a bit more seasoning. Let's get some seasoning in there. Do it more. That's what you do. Try, season, get it right. Another little tip for the top is make sure that grease proof just sits up so that the mix don't all fly out. Where's my doohickey? Oh, we're done with it. There you are. Loosen it up around the edge. Oh, probably the best pancake out of 6. Right, this is nearly done. Beautiful. Nearly there. Just a little bit more. Give me just a little more time. Add some sugar, it softens the acidity of the tomatoes. Ooh. If you like, that's up to you. If that's your jam, then do it, as my sister would say, bless her. If that's your jam, go for it. Yeah, you can make it like a gastric, I suppose. You know, like when you have a little bit of sugar and vinegar and tomatoes. I mean, if people want to try it, just do it. A tickle of sugar sweetens it up a little bit, breaks it down. A bit more pecorino on here, just a tickle. See, I'm not using too much, just enough to keep it interesting. Right? Don't have to do it though. You could put, I don't care if you put cheddar in it, as long as you're happy. That's the main thing. Right, I'm turning this off. I'm happy with that. It's got a nice thickness to it. If you were to in Italy, they'd probably crucify us for this, because to be honest with you, they like there's more sauce than meat in their bolognese and their ragouts, and that's just how they like it. Ours are always too thick. We're having an English bolognese here. An authentic one would be far less meat, and a lot slower in the cooking. Now obviously, If you want to put lasagna in there, be my guest, but I just don't have this. This is just a lighter version, I think. Notice as well that when I turn the pancake over, I don't overcook the other side, so it's not like a wafer. It needs to be a pancake. So, and the funny thing is about pancakes, you can't really, unless you burn them, no one cares about a pancake and its colour, as long as it tastes good. You know what I mean? So our bolognese is done. Leave it, let it settle. Then we're going to make this up. That goes on. That's it. I'm going to do one more for luck. Come on, one more, and then we build and then we're done. And then what I'll do is I'll put it in the oven. I'm going to bake mine, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to serve it tonight, because only 3 of us will probably eat this later, because one of us is quite fussy. She knows who she is. Fussy monkey she is. Sweetheart, but fussy. Okay, there you go. Pancake. Swirl it round. I remember I got a friend of mine, Dawny, when she used to come over my house when I used to live in Collier Row, we used to get through about 30 pancakes, I think. I used to have to make pancakes until they came out my ear holes. And I never used to eat one. I just used to look after everybody. Never got any credit for it, other than Dawn. But, hey. Last pancake. Turn it off. That'll do. Right. Now I'm going to build. Build. Now that's a band you don't hear enough of. The House Martins. Beautiful South, yes. House Martins, what a good band. Right, here we go, folks. Last pancake done. This one's going to go in the bottom. We're going to formulate that one. That's going to go right in the bottom. Let's turn it. Oh, whoop. Keep that going. Bring it in. Bring it in. Right. Last one. Get rid of that. So you can see what's going down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I might bring the camera up so you can see what I'm doing. Tell me if you can see what I'm doing better from there. Let's have a look. You can probably just see underneath there. Oh, okay, that's a bit better. Alrighty. Hold on. Right. So you can see in there now, which is better. Hold on. Let's flip reverse it. You ready? I'm going to bring the table forward. Let's do it. There you go. See what I'm doing now? See? That's what it's all about. That's a bit better. Okay, so you've got that in here. What we're going to do first, bring that first lasagna sheet in. Make sure that it sits on top of that greaseproof, alright? Just like that. Let's get a bit more of this pecorino in. Got to reel in with. Right. Now remember, the cheese is going to help bind it all together because we don't want it to be too wet. So you got the pecorino. We're going to put a little bit of our glue, our cheese sauce, and just smear it round it. So you've got the egg yolk in there. That's going to be our glue. All right. Not too much. Okay. So just like that, folks. See that? Like that. So you've got it like that. Beautiful. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a quarter of the mozzarella, sit that in. Just break it up. Alright? Okay, that's that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to season. Light season, not too much, remember, because we've got plenty of seasoning going on. Alright? Just a tickle in each one. Then what we're going to do, get rid of this. Get out a ladle. Well, actually, let's get a spoon. Whatever we have left over here, could go somewhere else. Could go in a bolognese. So, there you go. Just a couple of spoons. That's like that. Beautiful. Right, when we stick the next layer on, okay, that will flatten it out. So, push it down. Nice and level, back of your hand like that. Like a cake. Alright? What's going to happen is when we want to get this out, we're going to cut the knife around the edge and lift it out, okay? Alright, now, same again. A little bit of, we've got the pecorino in there, a bit of the white sauce, just a couple of spoonfuls just to glue it together. Alright? Another quarter of the mozzarella, and repeat this until you've made your lasagne. Alright? Season it up. I'm going to stick a bit more cheese in it because that will make it funky. Anytime you're funky. That's that. A bit more sauce. Good couple of spoons. Make sure you get it round. That's it. Lovely. Actually, this might do it. And then look, notice I'm bringing it in. That's it. Beautiful. Then get that down. Alright? And guess what? Should we repeat it? Let's flip reverse it. Let's do it again. There you go. Beautiful. And then another good. We've got probably another 2 layers. Oh no! What did I do wrong? Oh. Right. Don't panic. We do this. Notice what I just did there. I put the bolognese before I put the cheese. Right, let's turn it round. Ah! Right, there you go. Put the mozzarella in, don't matter. If you turn it round the other way, it wouldn't matter, would it? Right, so another layer goes in. See what I'm doing? Just bring it in. Put my cheese. A little sprinkle, that's what you want. Not too much. Pecorino, not that strong, it's good. Right, another layer of pancake. Then do the make sure it's flat, because what will happen is it will go down the edges. You just have a thick middle and a thin end, thin side. You don't want that. As level as you can make it. All right. Then another bit of white sauce. Remember, don't overuse the white sauce or it will go everywhere. You don't want it to collapse, you want it to hold. The secret to this is what you do, you know, have it with a nice bit of salad or a bit of, you know, some kind of sauce, like a pesto or something. Season it up. Then, yeah, last of the bolognese, good spoonful of that, maybe another tickle, just so it covers the top, nothing too regimented, alright, that, beautiful. I think we're just going to have one more layer here, be perfect. Alright. Then, have I seasoned it? No. Oh, no, I haven't, no. Oh, I don't know. I've run out. I've lost track. There you go. Get your lasagna sheet on top. Oozing out the bottom, that's alright. We're going to put it on a tray anyway, don't matter. Okay, that's that. I think I'll leave that layer off because I've been running out of. So, a bit of the bolognese sauce on there like that. Sorry, white sauce, if I could string the centres together. All the way around. A bit more on this one. Then what we're going to do. What we don't want to do is expose this to keep that sauce, that's your leftover. Don't need to do any more now. We're going to put a last bit of pecorino on top. Or whatever cheese you want, grated cheddar, as long as it's quite strong if you want it. If it's for the kiddies, mild, don't care. As long as it works. Like that. Then what we're going to stick on top of here is a little bit of foil. Make sure the foil doesn't touch the top. Alright? This will stop the top going too crispy. Alright? Then what you're going to do, we're going to get a tray, and I'll find one. And I'll put it in here. There it is, trusty large tray. Then what we're going to do, lift that onto there. It's going to splurge a little bit, but that's okay. Bake it in the oven, half an hour, 45 minutes. Just to, you know, work it. Alright, and help it set. About 180, 190 for about 30 minutes. Now that could be reheated, don't matter, but I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then we're going to have it for dinner tonight. So about 30, I'm going to put it in for 35 minutes, about 180, alright? Okay? So folks, bolognese, save that for a rainy day, you never know when you need that. I'm going to tidy up this mess. Eat some more cheese. It's a bit chaotic over here, but it's bonkers, isn't it? Bonkers cookery school. Just make sure, bake it in the oven. What will happen is that egg yolk and the white sauce will set. The cheese will melt, and then when it comes out, let it calm down. The worst thing about lasagna is serving it too hot. I always think lasagna is better the next day anyway. But once it comes out, bring it out, let it relax. Alright? Let it all kind of come together, then cut it and serve it. Don't serve it straight away, because a lot of our lasagnas, when we go bring it out, it's all sloppy and everything. It doesn't need to be like that. Alright? So look, thank you very much for watching. I will post a video of a picture of how it looks afterwards, but give it about 35-40 minutes. Then what you do, take the foil off and give it another couple of minutes just to melt that cheese, but it should melt anyway, alright? Then I'll show you what I'll do is I'll probably do a little video in the comments of me lifting it, opening it, lifting it and turning it out, okay? And then finishing it, okay? And we'll do that later. But look, thank you very much for joining me today, it's been beautiful. I've lost my apron near enough. And I will catch you later with a picture and a short video of this coming out the oven. Alright? Look after yourself, thank you very much, and watch out for the video tomorrow on Sunday. Not sure what we're going to do, but we'll work it out, we'll think of something. Take care, look after yourselves, and bye-bye.